Okay, now that I have your attention, welcome to your numerology life path reading for the month of October 2021. So I had to put that up there in a way that actually grabs people's attention, because so many people will literally just go through the intro, and it's really important that you understand the overall context of the month. So that you can really factor in how this is actually going to affect your life path number. And more importantly, the intro is there and it's the same for everybody. So if you're literally just skipping the first part where I start to speak, you're going to miss the message where I tell you that the intro is important because it provides a context. That being said, this month is a universal month 6, right? So for all of us, the universal energy that this month is governed by is the number 6. Now 6 is in a lot of ways the number of home and hearth. It's the number of familial ties and responsibilities, but it's also more than that, right? So things that are really important for you to know for this month: educational pursuits this month are going to be highly favored, as will anything to do with that academic kind of sphere. Now, what's beautiful about this is this could be a really good month for you to dedicate yourself to some sort of educational program. Given the fact that we've got the Mercury retrograde taking place, this would also be a really good month for you to rededicate yourself to your studies. If there's something that you've been studying that you know you could pull your finger out on and you need to get back to, no matter how busy you are, if there's something that you need to pick your learning back up on or catch up on, this is the month to do it. This is the month to do that work, to get yourself back to where you need to be in your studies in some way, shape or form. So that being said, as I said, this is the number of the home and the hearth, right? So domestic life this month is going to take a huge upswing, whether this is clearing your gutters, mowing the lawns, chucking out the leaves, giving the house a new fresh coat of paint, all of the maintenance work. So not necessarily like the sexiest stuff in the world, but the stuff that really helps us take care of the things that we actually have is where you need to put your focus this month. Anything that you do in that regard will go a long way. So also community matters, right? So in a 6 month, the communities that you are tied to, whether those are digital communities, local communities or familial ties, this stuff really is going to come to the fore. It's going to be quite important for all of us in some way, shape or form. Given that 6 is that energy of maintenance, and it's also the energy of enhancing and balancing out the experience that we're having, this would be a really good month to check in with your tribes, to check in with your people, to make sure that you're giving enough to your familial, digital or local ties. This is a great month for you to maybe search out somebody in your community or find a group in your community that you want to belong to. If there's a new class that you want to take, if there's a group discussion that you want to join or something of that nature, this is a good month to do so. It would also be a really good month as well to use that Mars in Libra action orientated energy around relationships. If there's something of an active kind of energy that you really want to pursue or to help or to push forward, if there's something that you feel really viscerally connected to on a social level, this would be a really great month to get involved in that kind of thing. So I've also got here as well problem solving and solution finding. 6 energy is really great for this because it's very often like, when you're cleaning, when you're doing something monotonous and this amazing idea comes to you, or not even that, sometimes when you're in the most random place or you're having a shower or whatever, like the idea to something or the answer or the solution to something will come to you. This is why getting into those tasks this month can actually be really, really helpful in some way, shape or form. I don't know, for me personally, I always find that when I go about, like when I start cleaning or doing something, it's like, because this is kind of free, like this kind of has a moment to say, okay, we can focus on all of the other stuff, right? It's really interesting. So Balance in relationships. I find this really interesting because 6 energy is ruled by Venus. The sun is currently in Libra, as is Mars, right? So there's a lot of focus on those kinds of energies at this moment in time, which I find really, really interesting and really intriguing, because balance in relationships in a 6 month is going to be really, really important. Dedicating time to your relationships, dedicating time to their maintenance, to their upkeep. What does your partner want? What does your partner need? Are you giving enough to your relationship? Are you assisting your partner? Are they giving those things back to you? Are your relationships balanced? Are they fair? Are they equal? Are they where they need to be at this moment in time? All of this stuff could be highlighted for you. If you're not in a partnership, what about the relationship or the partnership with yourself? How is that at the moment? How is the self-talk? Is the self-talk good? Is the way that you treat yourself and nurture and nourish yourself in balance, or is it just work, work, work at the moment? These are all things that you can look at this month and actually make some real headway with. Home purchases, so anything that you need to buy for the home, anything that you want to or maybe even purchasing a home itself. This month, because that 6 energy is in the rule, this would be a great month to tap into that energy. Now, here's the way that this is going to work, because obviously we do have the Mercury retrograde, and yes, we've got a lot of planets going direct this month, but what we need to consider here is this. If you are not a Mercury retrograde native, if you weren't born with that happening in your chart, recycling old items of furniture, upcycling, redoing, re-sprucing, like all of that sort of stuff. Go into thrift stores, or we call them car boot sales here, right, or a yard sale or anything like that is highly favored. One, because you can get much better deals on anything that is secondhand during a Mercury retrograde, and 2, because anything that you upcycle or recycle in some way, shape or form, you have a chance to really get the most out of. That's one of the ways that you could really get a lot out of this particular Mercury retrograde, because it's happening in the sign of Libra. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say this would be a good time to purchase anything large and new. But if you were, excuse me, if you were born under a Mercury retrograde, free reign, right? You get to go nuts while the rest of us run around like headless chickens going, Mercury! You guys can sail through, right? So those rules don't really apply to you. And it's not to say that they always do when Mercury's not retrograde, because obviously it doesn't spend as much time retrograde as it does not retrograde, but it just means that you guys have the upper hand in this way. And I kind of find that interesting. It's almost like a cosmic gift or blessing. It's like, yeah, I'm going to give you guys an advantage here, whereas let's say somebody who has Jupiter in the 2nd house has the cosmic upper hand when it comes to making money, or do you know what I mean? Like, there's loads of, we all get some form of a blessing, but those of you that were born under a Mercury retrograde, that is yours, right? Okay, so that being said, this is a really good time to redecorate. It's a really good time to clean your house, the autumn or the spring clean. If you didn't get round to it when the autumn equinox kicked in, this is a perfect month to do so, absolutely. And also, this energy is a great energy to make a house a home. All right, so whatever that means to you, whatever you could do or get ready or bring into the home, that's going to enhance the experience of the house or the place that you live in becoming your actual home, or at least feeling more like home for now. Whatever you put in place this month could go a long way to creating that energy for you. All right, so with that said, that is your intro and overview. Thank you for sticking with it, and I will see you for your life path reading. All right, take care, and I'll see you in a moment. Hello, you wonderful Life Path 9 person. Welcome to your October 2021 numerology. Let's get straight into it. So this month, the way that the energy combines for you, it brings you the energy that the month itself is resonating at, right? So you have this 6 energy that is very much pervading. Now, I've always found this really interesting. The number 6 is all about responsibility and service to others. And the energy of the number 9 is very much about charitable giving. It's about giving in general. And so I've always found this interesting. And when you look at 6 and 9, they're basically the same number, just in different versions, right? So the 6 energy tends to do it more overt, and the 9 energy tends to do it more from the inside out. And I find that really interesting. So as a life path 9, this energy this month is really asking you to get into this idea of being responsible, not just for others, but also for yourself. And this is going to be really, really important. Now, this month, take care of business, whatever it means to you, to do the maintenance, to do the work, to do the upkeep. This is the month that you have to really get stuck in and do it, right? 4, 6 and 9 actually tend to be numbers where I will say to people, roll your sleeves up, get stuck in and do the work. So this month, as a life path 9, you are really needing to dig deep and do the work, do the maintenance work, take responsibility for exactly where you're at right now, and do the work so that you can get to where it is that you would actually like to be. This is a really important part of this energy for this month. Now, as I'm filming this, there are currently 5 planets retrograde, because Mercury's just gone retrograde. 4 of those planets will be going direct this month, which means in a lot of ways, all of our plans and our energies, our desires can really start to pick up steam, especially as we get to the end of the month. Now, that being said, Mars is the planet that rules the life path 9, and it's going to be moving into its home sign of Scorpio on the 30th of October. So if there's a part of you that kind of feels like you're almost driving with the brakes on, by the time we get to the end of the month, you're going to see like you'll just get this wind in your sails. But the important thing is you have to do this preliminary work, right? And this is why I say to people, 6 energy, because that's the way that you're expressing through this month, it's not necessarily the sexiest energy, but it is what helps you maintain or achieve that sexy, right? Maintain or attain that sexy. You have to do the work, right? You've got to do the preliminary or the foundational stuff. So when it comes to love and relationships, if you are married, in a relationship, or you're in a partnership, give time and balance and energy to your relationship this month. Spend time with your partner. Listen to what their needs and their desires are. Ask them what their desires for the future are. Like, this is where we're at right now, love, babe, you know, woman, man, whatever you call your significant other. This is where we are right now, but where is it that we actually want to go? Like, what is it that you desire or envision for us for the future? And ask them and genuinely take the time to listen, because you might be really surprised at how similar it is to what you want. You might be really surprised at how different it is to what you want. But that is a part of the maintenance and the upkeep of your relationship that you can do this month. It's really simple, it's really easy, and it's free, right? Better than any form of counseling that you can get. When it comes to those of you that are single, this month, you really need to look at your own relationship style. How do you connect to people? What kind of people have you attracted up until this point in your life? What kind of partners have you drawn to you? Do you want more of them? Do you want less of them? Do you want to get rid of them? Do you want to manifest something different when it comes to your experience of relationships? Do the maintenance. Remember, whatever or whoever we bring into our lives as a partnership is ultimately a reflection of how we see ourselves, what we're putting out into the universe, and more importantly, what we feel we deserve. This is a really important point. So get to know yourself this month and ask yourself, what inner maintenance can I do on myself to attract the partner that I truly feel that I want, need, and deserve right now? When it comes to your money and materials and finances this month, this is actually quite nice, because this number, so 6 energy, the energy of the month, is ruled by Venus, right? So you are going to want and need that comfortable and pleasurable feel this month. Any money that you're going to spend, especially big money, just be careful, because obviously we do have a lot of retrograde energy around. But the thing that I would probably say to you is any money that you're spending on the home, is very well spent this month, right? Make it comfortable, make a house a home, as I said in the blurb at the beginning. This is a month where whatever you spend on the home will be money well spent, right? Providing it's money well spent. Use your common sense. That being said, these are the things that you're going to be drawn to. So this could be very much about improving the way that your home looks or feels. This energy tends to make us very responsible for others, so you might want to do something for charity this month. That's one way that this usually shows up. This could also be like another way that this might show up for you as well is, you know, someone needs your help or your support on a financial level. Maybe you need to spend more money on the pets this month if you have them. Maybe you need to spend more money on the kids this month if you have them. Like something will come up that needs maintenance or needs more support on that material level than usual. And it will be the same with, you know, with people or interpersonal connections. This is actually a really good month as well to look after your mental health, and it will be easier to do this month than most other months for you. Now, when it comes to work, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is really about building the team. It's really about inserting yourself into a team. It's about finding ways to really... it's about finding ways to really brush up or enhance the team that you have, or certainly your connection to them. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, etc., for those of you that have employees, what team building exercises can you do this month to bring you guys together, to create more of a family feel rather than just a bunch of people that work together? For those of you that are employed as well, maybe you could suggest something like that this month. That could go a long way. For those of you that are business owners, but let's say like one-man band, are you living in alignment? Are you living in balance? Or are you completely out of whack? Is it just work, work, work constantly? You're being asked to look at this, right? Are you giving it enough juice or are you giving it too much? That reminds me of the story of my first ever... I dated someone that gifted me an aloe and I absolutely loved this thing, but I ended up watering it like every other day. I didn't know how to take care of the damn thing. And I ended up murdering it because I fed it too much baby bio and too much water. And one of my friends was like, no, they're really hardy plants. You don't actually need to water them maybe twice a year. Like, what are you doing? This could be the same with your working life, right? For those of you that are looking for work, this is the month. Roll up your sleeves, get stuck in, do the work, right? This is a month where... and search in the places that you usually don't look, right? So if you're the sort of person that always does your job search online, maybe connect to people, maybe go to an agency, maybe, if there's a store that you've always wanted to work at or that you think, actually, you know what, I'd do really well there, go, right? Find ways to insert yourself rather than waiting for being invited. The reason I say that is because... 6 energy is quite utilitarian and it has a desire to prove its worth. The more you do that this month, the more employable you're going to be. That's kind of the standard way of it. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this month, create a sanctuary out of your home. People are going to be coming and going to it so bloody frequently that you may as well, right? For this month, for all of you, keep the kettle on and keep the tissues handy, because guaranteed someone's going to turn up and they're going to be, crying. They're going to need the shoulder. They're going to, and this happened and that happened. It was awful. And, yeah. Such is the 6 energy. All right. So for your best steps this month, keep the kettle on and keep a bag or a box of tissues handy. But also as well, remember, it's all of the stuff about maintenance is about upkeep, and upkeep is always about preserving what you actually have. So what is it that you need to preserve this month? When it comes to your warnings, this number, much like your own, can see you depleting yourself. knowing when to say no, knowing when to switch the phone off, knowing when not to be on hand to give advice or support or just knowing when to draw a firm boundary is going to be important for you guys this month. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.